will be here when you're gone. You gather souvenirs, but I will never be your pawn, your pawn, your pawn. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay with cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the same. You can double down. I'll still be a proud haven for your love is never love. A river through your bluff, I will be enough, enough, enough. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay with cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. Something you can never take, but it's not uncommon to forsake. Got a chronic urge to complicate. Think of love like a friend, not an enemy. Feeling I have nothing left to hide. I'll say what you know it when it's right. Keep it simple now, living it before I die. Think of love like a friend, not an enemy. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay with cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? But we've been living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Boku no mirai wa dare ni mo wakaranai.
Muted. All right, let's try this again. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's hump day. But it's also a holiday week, right? So a lot of people had Monday off because it was Martin Luther King Day, right? And so I don't know about you guys, but like having a day off, like, so it makes it a short work week, right? It makes it 4 days this week, but it kind of also throws me off right? Because I'm trying to. Okay, so like I had to remind myself this morning that this was this was Wednesday today, and wasn't Tuesday. So anyway, I don't know if anyone else suffers with that issue or not. I do. Anyway, um, so news. Let's get into some news. This is some pop culture news. This has nothing to do with drama, which you know, I don't know about you guys, but after a little bit of time with covering drama stories and things like that, I start feeling like I get brain worms. And so finding some stuff to talk about out in pop culture and things like that, things that we can kind of say, oh yeah, that's kind of cool, whatever, or whatever. I think that's good. Kind of gives us a little bit of break. Sometimes we're still talking about, I saw Augie was still going live. He's a madman. He's been going for over 8 hours now, right? I don't know. I don't think I could do that. I just don't think I have the stamina to sit and stream for like 8 solid hours. I guess I could probably do. Well, I might be able to do 3 or 4. But the thing of it is what do you talk about for that long, right? I guess if you have people on, you could just sit and shoot the bull or whatever, right? And I could do that. But anyway, so let's get into some pop culture news here. So last night, um, we were kind of talking on Dave's show, whatever, and uh, about you know we were talking about age, right, and how some women as they get older are still very beautiful, still very attractive and stuff, right? And so our first show really actually our first story actually comes up is about Dolly Parton. Now I love Dolly Parton. I think she is a national treasure, and she's just an old country girl that has made it big. But I don't believe she's ever really forgotten her roots, and she does a lot of really. She has a lot of philanthrop, philanthropy that she does. Um, she has the library program that she does, where kids are given books to read to help with literacy and stuff like that, because a child being able to read is extremely important, and not just read, but to have fluency too, right? To be able to read efficiently and to be able to comprehend and understand what they're reading. And you guys would honestly, you guys would be shocked and amazed at how many young people graduate high school every day while they can read, right? They can sit down, they can read a piece of paper, or they can read a book or what have you, right? They don't have fluency, which means they don't comprehend or they don't understand, right, what it is that they've read. And that's very critical and important as well, right? So, um, yes. So anyway, she revealed that Cher, Paul McCartney, Miley Cyrus, which, by the way, in case you did not know, is her goddaughter, Pink, Elton John, and Stevie Nicks will be featured on her upcoming rock and roll album, Rockstar. Um, um, she has actually done some covers. I can't play them, of course, because it'd get me copyright. And right now, I don't want to do anything with YouTube because they're anyway. It's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. I'm not gonna get my pressure up today. She's done some covers of some rock songs that has just phenomenal, right? She puts a country spin on them, but they play really really well. But anyway, I'll be looking forward to this one, and probably will be an album I definitely will be definitely checking out. because everyone that's listed here, right? Like Cher, Sir Paul McCartney, Miley Cyrus, Pink, Elton John, and Stevie Nicks. I like all of them. I like all their songs. Um, I don't. Well, I don't. I'm not gonna say I like all their songs. I like every one of these. Some of them I like more than others. Like I really like Cher. I like some of Pink's songs. I like some of Miley Cyrus's songs. I like most of Paul McCartney's songs, both when he was with the Beatles, when he was with Wings, and then subsequently some solo songs that he did. Elton John, I don't think there's a song this man has ever made that I don't like. And Stevie Nicks, I mean, come on, it's freaking Stevie Nicks, right? But this would be something I'll keep an eye on, and I think it would definitely be something that I'll probably add to my iTunes library. Um, you know, technology, right? That is something I have been doing as far as a profession, right, for over 30 years. And I'm fairly decent at it. It has served me well, right? I've been able to um, make a living at it, and, and provide for my family and what have you, right? Um, for for that in that time frame. I'm not the best by no means. I sometimes come up with creative ways to solve a solution, but as far as just being creative and making things with electronics and things like that, no, that's not me. I'm not, right. This one here is pretty wild. This little thing here, I guess it's so this is an interactive console storage display, or either way, I'm obsessed. Okay, so what somebody has done here, right, is this is a one of those. This is a large screen TV, and this looks like it's in somebody's living room or something, right? And they've built these. I guess you'd call. I don't know what they're called, but they're for the Switch, right? The little controllers, right? I guess is what they're called. They've crafted these things that look like the little controllers for a Switch. So they've made their big giant TV look like a Switch, right? Joy-Con. Thank you, Toxic. Joy-Con. It gets better, y'all. Okay, I'm not even lying, right? This here in itself, right? This is what you call a discussion piece, right? You go over to see somebody, visit somebody, come in your house, right? And they see this and they're like, holy crap, right? Dude, that's so awesome, right? Wait, y'all. Wait till they push the button. Yeah. Look at this, y'all. I'm not even lying. We got the GameCube, right? Got the controllers and stuff hooked up, right? Right? See this? Got a controller here. Then we've got an N64, Nintendo 64, right? Which was actually a Nintendo 64. I want to think, was it? Yes, it was. It was the very first game console I ever purchased and bought was a Nintendo 64. I may actually still have it around here somewhere. I'm not for sure, right? But let's go on. Look at that. See how they rotate? These things rotate, y'all, so you can get the different controllers out. I am not even fronting on you guys, right? Look at that shit. Okay, so here, look at here, what we got here. We have this here up here, this is the classic Nintendo. I'm not for sure what the one on the bottom is. I want to think is that a Nintendo 2, guys? Some of you guys are going to be better than me, right? You're going to have to tell me, because this is I don't know. See, I don't know which console this one here is. I want to think it's a Nintendo. That's a Nintendo 64 too. The bottom left, this one over here. I don't know. Maybe it's another style of Nintendo. Maybe. We have at the bottom here. We got a charger for the phone. Nintendo 64. Oh God! And look here, we got. If you've got this right here, you're just winning at life. You're absolutely just winning. Is the 64 is the top for Nintendo? Uh, the bottom one is 64. The top is the first Nintendo. They even have all the inputs. Yeah, yeah, they have it. It's just so cool. This was so freaking cool, right? I mean, right? I mean, if you have a friend, right, that you go over to their house to visit, right? Right? Is that person not like, do they not win? Do you not just like at that point just give up saying, yeah, I can't compete with you, dude? And here's the thing, the creative mind, right? The creative mind to design something like this, right, is a whole nother level, right? Oh man. I was impressed. Color me impressed, guys. I was impressed on this. Um, so I've got one more before we get into the main thing today. Yeah, you'd never leave the room if you never had this, Glammy, right? So I don't know. I just I just thought it was kind of cool because everything everything was Nintendo, right? Themed, right? It was, had the different, consoles from Nintendo through the years. And I would dare say probably even has a Switch in there somewhere, right? Not besides just making the TV itself look like a Switch. But how many of you guys was aware that yesterday that Keemstar went on Keffel's stream and had a conversation with her? How many of you guys was aware of this, right? And here's the thing about it. It is a 2 hour and almost 40-minute stream. Okay. Now I haven't listened to the entire stream, so I don't know what all was discussed in a little over 2.5 hours of conversation. Right. I know that Keemstar marketed it. Keemstar marked it. Keemstar said that he was going on to discuss him being an ally to the trans community. The title that was put up by Keffels on the video itself says "Destroying Keemstar in a Heated Debate." So I don't know, like I said, what was all discussed. I have a small section at the end of this that I want to take a look at, because Keffels, I guess maybe you could call it kind of a gotcha or whatever, but she does take Keemstar to task about some tweets that he put out. So let's watch it, and then, guys, let's discuss it.
Like, did you change your position on like mental health medications? The reason I was asking is because
3 sips of beer,
Yeah.
another manipulation of something I've said.
Okay,
like a
okay.
complete
You said the
manipulation.
drug companies invent all these illnesses so they could sell drugs to morons. Social anxiety is a fake illness, so they can sell you drugs and make millions. Stop being weak. Society is literally going to die if you keep this bullshit up. You tweeted this in April, and Etika died in June of the same year.
And those tweets are deleted tweets. That's why I have screenshots. Because, again, I just didn't understand shit about mental health. I still don't know much, but I know much more now. I DM'd you Miles Chong swatting Andy Worski.
Okay, so so here's my question to you guys. Is that a fair question to ask Keem, and because he tweeted those things out, right? That's not something he can deny. And he in his own admission says, when I tweeted those things out, he really didn't have a full grasp of mental illness and stuff, right? And this was in 2019, right? So this is 3 years ago. I'm sorry, 4 years ago now, right? Coming up on 4 years in April was because this one he tweeted about was in April of 2019. And as we know, Etika was a fan of Keemstar, right? So, and it's I found this kind of I found this kind of I don't know. I'm gonna just say this. I found it kind of strange, right? Where can you find the VOD? This VOD is on Keffel's YouTube channel, but because I'm a nice guy, Grace, here is the VOD, so you can go listen to the entire VOD. And I do encourage you guys to do it, and I plan on listening to it today myself. That's a lot of times these things, when I'm covering these stories and stuff, because these things happened the night before, and you have like this, you have like a 2.5 hour, 2.5 hour video. There's no way for me to consume then all the content to get a complete and total accurate whatever, right? So what'll happen is the people that send me these things and they send me timestamps and stuff. So I will listen to a very small section of that and try to get an idea of kind of what I want to say or address things. Here's what I'm going to say. There has been a narrative that has been put out there where people have tried to put Etika's death on Keemstar, right? And I personally don't think that's fair. This was a narrative that was really put out there and really hammered home by Ethan Klein. And I think he holds, in my opinion, I believe he holds the most responsibility for this narrative, because he was trying to, when he made those 3 videos on Keemstar, and I believe they were back in, let's see, when did Ethan make these videos on Keemstar? Just a second. So he made these. Okay, so he made these videos. Let's see here. This is 2 years ago, so that's gonna be 2021, right? It's around 2021 is when he made these videos again. I'm sorry, 2020. So they're 3 years. We're coming up on 3 years. These were they were put out in May of 2020. So these are coming up on 3 years ago, right? And in those videos, I can't remember which one it was, but one of the videos, because there's 3 of them, he really went after Keemstar about the whole Etika thing. Now, Etika was a great content creator. He was extremely entertaining, and a lot of people really enjoyed the content and really enjoyed just the entertainment value that Etika brought. But Etika had some problems. Etika had some issues, and sadly, Etika, is no longer with us. Etika had a famous interview with Keemstar, right? And Etika liked Keemstar, right? When people started trying to put this narrative out that Keemstar was responsible, Etika's family came forward and said no to stop it. That Etika was just not healthy mentally. He was just not healthy, and this was not something that should be laid at Keemstar's feet. But you still have people that like to use it to beat Keemstar up. And like I say, I don't know because I haven't listened to the full video, but I saw in the chat where they said that uh, this conversation was primarily about mental health. Okay, fair enough. But I really feel like Keffels here was not a very gracious, I guess, host, because Keemstar came on her show. I think host is the proper term. And trying to perpetuate this nonsense, right? Um, uh, you know, Keemstar says that, that he's gotten better. He says he still doesn't. And the thing about it is I think that's fair. I think nobody, unless you are a licensed psychologist, right, or therapist, knows about mental health. I mean, you have family members that live with people who have mental health issues, right? And they live with the side effects, right? They live with the turmoil and stuff that can be in these people's lives, right? Because of the issues and stuff that they battle. But as far as truly understanding it, and the thing about it is I don't even know, honestly, if like the doctors that study this stuff for years, I don't know if they truly understand it. They have a better they definitely have a better knowledge than what I have, right? I'm just some idiot. But when you get into the human brain, it's so complicated in there, right? It's a supercomputer beyond all supercomputers, right? And so anyway, I personally, and maybe this is a bad take because I've got to watch I've got to watch the rest of this I've got to get back in. I'm going to watch this video to make sure. And quite honestly, I really don't like Keffel's content. I find her content very, I'm going to say boring because of her delivery and the way that she talks. She has a lot of pauses. She has a lot of just dead time. Hopefully this is not one of them. Hopefully because she was having a conversation with Keem. Hopefully it's a quick, or not quick, but it is a constant engagement of conversation and a discussion of dialogue and stuff. I hope that's what it is. But anyway, I will find out when I watch it later on today. I want to pause for just a second here before we get in this next one, and let me just take a look here to see what we have in the chat. Let's see here. Okay, can I share the link? Yeah, share the link. Toxic Dome says first Velma, now Keffels. Kim BC's not sure could tolerate Keffels. Yeah. Toxic says can't take this serious. Where can we find the VOD? Black Rose, good morning. Good morning. Oh, I guess I could do that. I'm kind of been derelict on that. Well, good morning. So we got Toxic, Soda, Lamby, Black Rose, Kim B, Purple Paw Prince, who else? Pickleton. Who else we got in here? Knots Lade or Lad. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. We got anybody else? I've seen D-Max in there. Wookie. Who else do we have out there this morning? Voltage Mike and AD30. The Slayer of the Quartering. AD30. The great AD30 in the chat this morning. So I want to pause for a second. I'm going to go back and revisit something. Yesterday, was kind of talking about this new show, this new series on HBO called Velma. And, we were talking about screenshots and we were talking about people's, takes here and there and whatever. And I had not taken the time to actually watch it because I had no intentions of watching the series. It just didn't look like it was going to be something that would hold my interest. It was not something I was interested in. But then after talking about it yesterday and seeing even more discourse occurring on Twitter and stuff, I thought, okay, I'm going to have to watch. There's only 2 episodes out. I'm going to have to watch the 2 episodes. I'm going to have to see for myself. Is this, like Tommy C and I were kind of talking about and agreed on, that this is maybe a wink and a nod to where it's getting both sides, uh, or the both extreme sides, the extreme left, extreme right. Are they intentionally doing wink and nods and stuff to get both sides up in arms? Because in fact, both sides are up in arms about different parts or sections of this series, and we've only had 2 episodes. Okay, so I've watched the first 2 episodes. It's stupid, right? I'll just come out and say it is stupid. I could care less that they went in and changed Shaggy, and they have made him a non-stoner because Shaggy in the cartoon in the 70s that I grew up, I'm sorry, he was a stoner, dude. And they go so far, it even talks about 420 and Velma says, yeah, that's code for adults that still watch cartoons, right? Implying stoners who sit around watching cartoons, smoking pot, getting high, right? So I don't care that they've changed, I didn't care they changed up, Shaggy and all that. I don't care that they've made, and this was not the first show that did this, but they even had a cartoon that they made previously where they introduced Velma as being a lesbian. Fine, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't even care that they've got Velma and Daphne as love interests with each other. I don't care. This is just a stupid cartoon. It is. I think this is 2 things. One, I think it is a grab at money, trying to get boomers or Gen Zers like myself. They're trying to get us to watch it because, we're going to take Scooby Doo, which is a cartoon that we grew up in our childhood, and we're going to adult it up. Okay. It's just stupid, right? Scooby Doo is and always will be a Saturday morning kids style kind of cartoon, right? It is for children to be entertained with, right? It is slapstick comedy, it is cornball comedy, it's just goofiness, it's silliness, and they're taking that and throwing that out the window and they're trying to adult it up. It's stupid, right? One of the things that I did not understand was in the season first, or in the first episode, there's a scene where these junior high school, because these kids are like I think probably between 14 and maybe 15, 16 years of age. They're young kids, right? And the reason why I say that is because they have Fred, everybody knows who Fred is. He's he's a late bloomer, right? He hasn't gone through puberty yet. Well, if he hasn't gone through puberty and he's late bloomer, he's probably, I say 13 to 14 years old, maybe 15, because boys usually start going through puberty anywhere from 12 to 14 years of age, somewhere in there. So I'm saying he's probably 13, 14 years of age. All right. So that means all these kids are like, 13, 14 years of age. Now, why do we have to have a shower scene with these young girls? Get cartoon. Yeah. Whatever. but they show their bottoms, and when they turn around and it's the frontal shots, right? They have soap suds and stuff covering up their, their private areas, which is fine, whatever. But why even have it? I don't understand why they even had it in the car. And then they have this cat fight scene in the shower, right? I don't know. And yes, I know during the whole thing, that whole they talk about how cartoons, these adult cartoons or whatever, have to have a gratuitous sex scene. And I don't disagree with them, right? Or gratuitous nudity and stuff. I don't necessarily disagree with them. There's lots of adult type cartoons, like F is for Family or Big Mouth, things like that. But guess what? Those are shows that were designed the original content with original characters that are aimed at adult entertainment that are cartoons. These are characters that were a Saturday morning staple for kids, right? But so I don't know. I don't get the disconnect. I don't know. I'll just say this. I'm not watching any more of it. I don't care. I'm over it. I'm done with it. The producer and behind this, what is her name? Mindy Singh or whatever it is. She's a hack. She's not funny. I've never found her comedy humorous. So anyway, but if you like it, knock yourself out, go watch it. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and, belittle you or whatever. I'm just going to say, I don't like it. I'm not watching it. And I think it's garbage. So let's get into the meat and potatoes here, guys. Dave has been really following this, and because he's followed it, it has gotten me more interested in it. And this is the Logan Paul story and the crypto zoo. So CoffeeZilla made a 3-part series on on Crypto Zoo. And he was very thorough, and he dotted his I's, he crossed his T's, and it's a very good series, and it's over on CoffeeZilla's YouTube channel. If you have not watched the 3-part series, I highly recommend it. Once you finish watching that, you need to go to Kavos's YouTube channel, and he has put out now, I think, I've lost track. It's either 9 or 10 videos where in the first 4 or 5 videos, something like that, 6 videos, he really breaks down and makes a lot of that information, because we're talking about crypto stuff, right? And I don't understand crypto other than I know it is a digital currency that is very volatile, and that it is something that I stay away from when I'm doing investments. I'm not smart enough of how it operates. I don't, other than to know that it's very volatile. And it may be one of these days where I know that there are people out there that are pushing to have like Bitcoin and Ethos is the currency to get away from like having the US dollar here in, the United States, or the euro over in Europe, the pound, like in UK, up in Canada, they have their own currency and stuff. They're wanting to try to make this like a universal currency, right? And have it where it is openly accepted in how you can trade it to purchase goods no matter where you're at in the world, right? So you don't have to have exchange this, like US currency into Canadian currency when you go up there and purchase thing, right? Because the currency, be it like the yen in China or the peso in Mexico, things like that, they fluctuate in their strength against like the different currencies that you're going to, right? So I know they want to try to make it where it's like a standardized currency that is used worldwide and accepted. I've watched some like actual documentaries and stuff on it, where there are some businesses out there that will accept like the Bitcoin and stuff, where you can purchase goods with it, right? You can stay in hotels, things like that, right? So I do know that there is a small group of businesses and things out there that are, I guess, trying to get on that forward thinking track and get to where they accept these type things. All I can tell you is right now is that even like with crypto and ethos or etho, whatever it's called, Ethereum, both those two currencies are still very volatile, and I know they go up and down quite. But there again, right? So does regular currency, right? So that country's currency gains or weakens against different countries' dollars, right? Like right, So I understand the theory behind it. I don't know if we'll ever get there, but I understand it, right? But anyway, so Logan comes out and he makes a 7-minute video that has now been deleted, where he slams CoffeeZilla, tells him he doesn't know what he's talking about. He calls him a hack and yada, 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 and threatens him time and time again that he's going to sue him, right? He then subsequently does a podcast. Now, the podcast is still up, I believe. I haven't checked this morning, but it was still up, where he does talk about it a little bit more in depth. But anyway, there was a video. I'm going to start with this one first. And this was one that, now I knew about this. This is a legal tuber. Her name is Legal Bites, is her channel name. I've known about her for a while. I first became aware of her back some time ago, because she actually was on Rakita Law's streams back when he was covering the what was his name? Oh Lord, I can see his face right now. Kyle, what was his name? Well, the one there in Wisconsin, where the rioting and the young man was on trial for shooting those guys that was attacking him. But anyway, Kyle Kelly, was it Kyle Kelly? Is that his name? I can't anyway. But she was on Rakita Law's channel, so that's where I kind of became aware of it, because he had a whole panel of lawyers and stuff, and they were talking about it, whatever. But so anyway, Kyle Rittenhouse. Thank you, Voltage. Yes, Kyle Rittenhouse. But she was on the panel of lawyers and stuff that Rakita had when they were covering that trial. She has made a 23-minute video where she says Logan Paul's mistakes are worse than we thought, a lawyer explains. And she's got it, segmented. And we're going to watch some different segments of this. So
There's something else that struck me while watching Logan Paul's response video to CoffeeZilla's series about him. You see, he throws out a number of allegations about a number of people that, just for Logan's sake, I really hope is true. Because it would be terribly ironic if in a video where he's throwing around the word defamation about CoffeeZilla, if in fact in that very video he is actually defaming a number of people.
According to Logan's piece, this is crime details from the year 2002. So again, I couldn't find anything under this name, under that specific district court, so it really made me wonder, is this actually public information? Now I decided to get both sides of the story and ask Zach Kelling myself, and according to Zach Kelling, the record...
Now, Zach Kelling, for those who just kind of TLDR here, Zach Kelling is the original coder that was hired by Logan Paul and his team to code CryptoZoo. This is the guy who that Logan said hijacked the code, and he was holding it ransom for $1 million. Okay, remember, guys, that's who this guy is.
Is in fact expunged, according to what he has told me.
Oh, this is so much worse.
Okay, so hang on here. Let's see here. And this is why this is so bad. I'm not going to watch the entire video because I don't want to steal the content, whatever, from this creator. I want you guys to go check it out. I will put the link out here in a minute in chat, right? So let's see here. Where is it here? Okay. So let's listen to how she explains why this could be really problematic for Logan.
So let's talk about expungement. Expungement is essentially the process of wiping clean someone's criminal history so that it's as if the criminal history doesn't really exist. Different states treat expungement differently. As an example, California doesn't even really fully have expungement. So it's important to look at the state where the criminal history was to see the process of expungement and what it really means here. In this case, it looks like Logan Paul flashed on the screen a criminal history that was based in the state of Kansas. So let's look at Kansas's law on expungements. So to begin, there are different pathways towards expungement depending on whether the conviction was a juvenile conviction or an adult conviction. In this case, we know that Zach was a teenager. We don't know if he was 18 or 19 or younger than 18. But it does sound like he was suggesting that he was a minor at the time, so let's go in that direction. So if he was a minor, this is the process of expungement for his particular record. So under Kansas law, juveniles with a criminal record can have both the arrest and the court records expunged. However, expungement is not available for certain serious or violent offenses. Here's how the process works for juveniles in Kansas. First, the person has to be at least either 23 years old or at least 2 years have passed since the final discharge. Once that time period has passed, the person can file a petition with the court where the court will have a hearing on it. At the hearing, the court checks for the following conditions. First, there can't have been any subsequent convictions or adjudications against the person. Second, it has to be the case that no other charges are pending against that person. And third, the petitioner's circumstances and behavior have to warrant expungement. Basically, all of this points to a circumstance where someone has done something wrong in the past, but has clearly learned from it and hasn't fallen into the same sort of pattern of behavior that makes it likely that they are going to return to prison. Now,
Okay, so she gives and I think it was important for everyone to hear this to explain exactly what is expungement, right? Because what happened in this situation is Zach claims that, and this is in, as was shown at the head of it by Mudahar, that his record was expunged, right? So when a record is expunged, it's like it never, ever happened, right? And some states, when that happens, there are some consequences if you try to use someone's expunged record against them. And that's what happens here. And so she goes on to explain that. So listen up closely, folks.
Regardless of whether we are talking about juvenile expungements or adult expungements, in Kansas, even with an expungement of a criminal record, the custodian of records has to disclose the existence of those records to various state agencies upon request. So there is some part of this world where those records still continue to exist, but for very limited purposes. Now, because of the sensitivity of these kinds of records, there are some very strict rules about sharing that information. It can't be shared except for in strict accordance with Kansas state law. And the state agency that is requesting the information can only request it if they have a legitimate need for the information. And what's more, the penalties for an improper sharing of expungement information like this can be pretty serious. According to Kansas law, any individual violating or causing a violation of that provision, in other words, improperly sharing the information, is guilty of a Class A non-person misdemeanor. Let me say that again. They are guilty of a Class A non-person misdemeanor for improperly sharing this information. So, okay, then the question comes down to, Logan Paul's use of this expungement information. Is that a permissible use? My gut tells me no. But on this channel, we don't just go with our gut. We try to look to case law research, statutory research, whatever we can find to see if that can illuminate the path forward. And here's one case that I found from Kansas. It's a case from 1996 called Patrick v. City of Overland Park. In that case, a Kansas police chief got into some serious hot water for disclosing the expunged criminal record of a political opponent during a political campaign. This was, according to the court, a long-closed and highly sensitive, non-public file. Does that sound familiar? The plaintiff in that case alleged that the purpose of that search was to find damaging information to use against him in the political campaign. And according to the court opinion, the defendant did not claim a legitimate need to search the plaintiff's criminal history. So the court, on a question of whether to dismiss the case or not, decided to allow it to proceed further in the litigation. So in other words, the court agreed that using it for political oppo research is not a legitimate purpose for.
Okay. So in this video here, right, Legal Bites is saying because of the way the Kansas City statutes and laws are written, that right there could open him up to actual criminal charges, right? Logan Paul criminal charges. It's a Class A misdemeanor, which more than likely would mean not any jail time or anything like that, but he could be fined and probation, things like that, right? More than likely, he's not going to be put in jail or anything like that. So don't be thinking, oh, Logan Paul's going to jail. No, that's probably not going to happen, especially not with overcrowding and stuff that's in our jail systems and prison systems now, right? So that's not the thing. I don't want you guys, oh, River says, no, he's not going to jail. But what that will also, if something like that was to happen, because in this video, I think it was in this video, whatever, maybe it was in one of Calvos's videos, I'm not for sure. Zach, the person that was hired to do the coding and stuff, he claims that he still is owed over $1 million, right, in back wages, and that he still has not been paid, right? He also states that he is suing Logan Paul. So there's one lawsuit that supposedly is coming over this crypto zoo, but that is not the only one, right? Because and here, let me do this before I forget it, so I don't forget. This is the video for here. There we go. There's the link to the video for Legal Bites. So it's like I said, it's like a 24 minute video. I do suggest you go watch it, especially if you've been following the whole crypto zoo and Logan Paul situation. Now, Calvos put us out this video yesterday. I have not had a chance to watch the full video. I did watch the first few minutes of it, and so I want to go over it with you guys a little bit this morning as well to signal boost it and to get you guys to go watch this one as well.
After Logan Paul releases 3-step plan to refund and help Crypto Zoo victims, that this would all be over, blow over, and everything would be okay. Yeah, it's absolutely not. Remember how Logan Paul's initial response to CoffeeZilla was to bring the legal hammer down.
I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it. If not, we're gonna handle this ourselves while we continue to build Crypto Zoo, and I'll see you in court.
Well, it seems that Logan Paul will be getting a taste of his own medicine, as Crypto Zoo victims, represented by Attorney Tom, are essentially suing Logan Paul and Crypto Zoo. A video uploaded by Attorney Tom titled, "I'm suing Logan Paul," in brackets, arbitration. We're going to go through this video, look at how he's going to sue Logan Paul, the allegations, great points as to why Logan Paul's 3-step plan was actually a farce, and Logan Paul again proving that he's an asshole through new Discord messages. Stay tuned.
Okay, so Calvos says in this video, right, that according to the video that this attorney Paul has put out, that not only is he potentially facing, according to what the coder, right, programmer, has stated, that he's going to face a lawsuit there for non-payment of wages, right? He's also facing, potentially, according again to what's being put out there, he's going to face litigation from investors, right, into this as well, that they've got an attorney and that they're going to, go into arbitration or talks to get compensated for the monies and stuff. So anyway, here's a link to the Kavos video. So put that in your to watch list, because I've got to finish watching it as well. So the bottom line is this whole situation with the crypto zoo has been blown completely and totally out of the water, and it was all done by really good investigation and great informative videos that were put out there by CoffeeZilla, and subsequently further explanations and stuff by Kavos to signal boost this story and to really get it out there. Right now, what I would encourage you to do, if you haven't, and maybe you guys haven't been privy or haven't really been following this, is go back and watch the 3 CoffeeZilla videos. Watch the videos that Kavos has put out on his channel about this situation. Watch the video by Legal Bites, right? To really get a really good grasp and understanding. And I'll be honest with you, I've watched the Legal Bites videos. I've watched the CoffeeZilla videos. I've watched all the Kavos ones except for this last one. I've watched, like I say, about the first 4 or 5, 10 minutes of it. And I still don't fully understand this entire world other than this. They developed a game that was going to be a crypto game that was going to allow people to buy these this crypto coins. They could either just flat out buy them with cash money, or they could buy them with Ethereum money, right? They could then turn around and use these tokens, this new cryptocurrency that they had developed, and buy these eggs. These eggs were supposed to be allowed to be incubated and hatched. And then when you hatched these eggs, you were then supposed to be able to crossbreed them, right? And then when you, quote, released them into the wild, somehow from that, it was supposed to give you a return on these under this coin that they had, this crypto zoo coin. I think they called it the Z coin, maybe, I think it was something like that, or zoo coin, maybe what it was, that was going to, then you could, it would give you returns. Now you could then either allow that creature to continue to be out there if it was really producing for you, right? Because it was super rare or whatever. Or if it was a more common one or something like that, you could turn around and, quote, burn that picture of that NFT, right? These NFTs that you were making, which was going to give you money back in to these Z coins or zoo coins that you could turn around and buy more eggs with, and hopefully get a better upgrade to animal to breed or whatever. So it launches, and all the people that they had been given coins up front, right, as part of the the development team, whatever, they sold their coins, and all the people who had invested in it, the supporters of Logan Paul and people who do crypto and stuff like that, they basically lost their money because it went to zero value, basically. That's all I know, right? They're talking about how the NFTs that were generated were basically stock photos that were just put out there. It's a whole big thing, right? So I do encourage you to go watch CoffeeZilla videos. Again, I encourage you to watch the Kavos videos, watch the Legal Bite videos. They I'm sure do a lot better job than me at explaining it, because again, I don't understand all the nuts and bolts to all this stuff, other than I know that Logan Paul is not going to, I think, necessarily just be able to escape just loose in this one. I think there's going to be some legal ramifications if people follow through with what they've said they're going to do. Anyway, let's see what else. D-Max. I'm not a huge fan of Legal Bites specifically. She's okay though. Yeah, she has a tumultuous background with some within the legal community. I'm aware of that. I'm aware about all that stuff. But I didn't think that really is, I don't think it's really important to this, whatever. I do think she did a very good job. I agree, Max, with covering this and breaking it down. I thought it was very informative. She explains all the different words or terminology that's being used, like expunged. She cites cat. That's one of the things that I really like about it's. It's good for someone like CoffeeZilla, whatever, to do the research, and he understands cryptocurrencies and things like that. So he's really good about that, right? But when it comes to the legal side of things, that's why I really like when lawyers, and there's several lawyers out there that make content, right? Probably my favorite, honestly. And she primarily focuses on. She does cover YouTube stuff, but she does more or less focus on, I guess you would say, like, I guess celebrity and stuff like that. And that's Emily D. Baker. If you've never checked out Emily D. Baker, if you're not aware of her, I'm sub to her, and she's, matter of fact, let me just pull up her channel right now. Here we go. This is Emily D. Baker, right? She is fascinating. Her life story is so fascinating. When she first started in the law, practicing law, she was a assistant, I think it was. I mean, she was a prosecuting attorney. She was a attorney in the prosecuting attorney's office out in California. And when she first started practicing law, she was when the O.J. Simpson trial was going on, right? And she talks about that in some of her streams and stuff, about some of her videos and stuff. She talks about how when that happened, because that was like one of the very first really big celebrity trials that was covered in the news relentlessly and stuff, and how the lawyers, both the prosecutors and the defense lawyers, and how it kind of, and the judge, how they all became like celebrities in a sense, and navigating all that comes with that celebrity status and stuff, and how it had something like that had never happened before, right? Yeah. Hey, good morning, Tipster. How you doing this morning, buddy? And Dave's here this morning. How you doing, buddy? But she really went up, and I found that so interesting. But I watched, again, Emily was one I found through Rakita Law, in those streams he was doing back during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial coverage. And like I say, I'm sub to her. I watch her stuff all the time. She, like I say, she more or less covers. See, even she's talking, and I'm going to have to watch this. But again, her streams are super long, guys. Like this one here is 3 hours and 20 minutes. But even she is talking about the whole Logan Paul thing too. So I've got to watch it and see what she has to say about it in the breakdown about it, to see what's happening. Because, if the attorneys are starting to talk about this and these potential litigations and stuff that are headed to in Logan's way, guys, I think and here's the thing about it, right? It's one thing for someone like I was saying, it's one thing for somebody like CoffeeZilla to make these videos, which were very well done, and I think very well researched and very well presented, right? And that's one thing, right? And so there's the court of public opinion, right? And we can we can judge and scrutinize Logan's actions and so on and so forth, right? That's fine, right? And quote, he's canceled or not canceled, whatever, in the public opinion views, whatever, right? But when you get into where there's actual potential legal ramifications, when you've got when you've got lawyers that have years and decades of experience that's drawing upon their legal knowledge. Like, for example, like I said, with Emily, she comes from a prosecutorial background, right? She was a prosecutor. I mean, that's the lawyer that, like, if you get in trouble and you're going to trial, that's the person that's across from you saying, this person did this, and here's our evidence, and they're the ones that are trying to hold you accountable, right? So to have a prosecuting attorney's opinion, like I said, I've got to watch that video too. I've got to see exactly what's going on. And what's really good about Emily is she's really good about time stamping, so I'm gonna be able to go right to just the Logan Paul section and watch it. But that's going to be another one on my radar today to watch as well. So anyway, guys, I'm going to have to wrap things up because it is that time to call it. But anyway, remember, go watch these videos. The full videos and stuff are the ones that I've shared with you today. I don't think this is going away. I think Logan has got some stress. I dare I say some stress and pain, misery even, coming his way. Again, I don't know necessarily if I don't think he's necessarily going to wind up in per se, like locked up or anything like that. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. Because like I said, you know, the one that Legal Bites, what she covered, it was a misdemeanor. So, I mean, it's not a thing, to go to jail. I don't think of a misdemeanor, but again, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, but I don't think it is. But what I'll say is it will strengthen, if something like that does occur, it will strengthen anything civilly that is going to occur. And that's going to be the big thing, is civil cases. So anyway, we'll just have to keep watching it. Also, guys, don't forget that we'll have Willie Mack Wednesday tonight with Dead on Dave. Make sure and check them out. Let's see here. Is Nerdy John going live this morning? Don't look like he's going live this morning. I don't see anything queued up. So we got Dead on Dave tonight. I think we'll be going live around, let's see, I think 7. I think we go about 7 Eastern Standard on Wednesdays. Yeah, let's see how much Willie paid attention all week. There we go. Yeah. Because I do like to test Willie's memory on that kind of stuff. It kind of gives me tickles. I kind of laugh at it to see if I can kind of trip him up a little bit. I don't know. I probably shouldn't do that. That's kind of mean, but it is kind of funny. So we'll see. Anyway, make sure to check them out. Like I said, we'll be live tonight. Watch Dave's Twitter. Watch my Twitter for specifics about it. Who else? Oh, also, yeah, we want to just kind of throw some love at, we've added a new, I guess, I think the proper term would probably be team member, right? Yeah. So, anyway, we have a new team member, Ember Lily, as far as the Mush Puff crew. Ember Lily is, really stepped up and been gracious. She's doing shorts for Dave. So anyway, if you haven't, here's her Twitter. You can give her a follow. She's at EmberLily13. Check her out. Give her a follow. She's doing shorts for us. I've got a whole slew of shorts actually that she has sent me from last night's stream that I've got to get formatted and what have you and get uploaded to Dave's channel. So we'll be putting up quite a few shorts. They're also, Dave, I don't know if you're following him on the TikToks, but Dave is doing some wild, crazy stuff on TikTok. Also, Dave evidently now has a new show that he's doing on what is the name of that application that he does? He sells stuff through the pawn shop and stuff, but evidently he also does trauma dumping. And evidently that's a new show. It's called Trauma Dumping with Dave that he does. So make sure and check him out there. Watch his Twitter feeds for the alerts on that. So he'll sell you a Pokemon card or maybe some sort of sports card. If you're into sports, he has that. He has Twitch games, things like that, and you can hear trauma dumping stories. It's just an all around experience, and I highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, the Whatnot app. I'm sorry. Thank you, Dave. And yeah, he does a great job. So if you love to hear trauma dumping stories and maybe pick you up a Switch, a Nintendo Switch, Dave can hook you up over there on the Whatnot app. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.